Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after show here on the stream.tv. It was another great week. I think one of the best weeks so far. As a matter of fact, I'm one of your hosts, Jamar Duran, and my favorite moment from this week was like the whole Hydra, S.H.I.E.L.D, cross, double cross, reverse cross, kind of led by Bakshi. I think it was great. We got a special guest host here, Curious Joy. And Joy, what was your favorite moment from this week?
My favorite part was actually the end when like Gordon came in and kidnapped Skye and Cal was like, not without me, and like just jumped in there and grabbed him. I thought that was amazing. Nice, I love that part.
Christian Lopez, favorite moment?
Oh, my favorite moment would have to be Ward with the succulent.
And on my left, Anastasia Washington, what's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment would be when Fitz was like, hey, you can't be here, and like he got all manly.
He got all tough, like he was gonna do something.
That was
get him, boy. My least favorite would be the succulent.
I don't think anyone asked. No, I'm just kidding. No one said anything about least favorite moment.
Segment.
I don't have time. No time. Anyway, you guys know what we do here. You know how this works. So please do comment to us. Somebody, is it Anastasia? You got the chat ready, right?
I do.
We can get your questions, your comments. We can chat back with you. You know how to get us on Twitter, right? That's hashtag AOSAS. You're doing it all week. We have tons and tons of fans, like millions and millions of fans. This is the #1 rated show in all of the world. If you didn't know that, spread it around. Now let's get into the show. So tonight's episode was one of my favorites, and one because Baron Von Strucker finally showed up. We've been talking about him for a long time. I actually initially brought him up on like the Agent Carter show, and he's here. He is the leader of Hydra, like we thought. So what do we think about Baron Von Strucker, his ties, and I think especially as it connects or relates to the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I think the amount that they used Strucker's name just got me super excited because Winter Soldier is one of my favorite movies, and at the end he was like Captain America and his colorful friends, and they're like, hey, we're gonna get it. He has Loki's scepter, and this is how they're gonna tie in Age of Ultron.
New blood, I like it.
That's how it has to do.
Age of Ultron is upon us.
I think that is the deal, that they're going to use this to tie into the movies.
Yeah, because especially with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, they're at the end of Winter Soldier, so it's like, come on, Von Strucker.
I love me some Scarlet Witch.
And so we also know, based on this episode, that Hydra, and probably led by Baron Von Strucker, that he's trying to recruit like powered people, powered army. How does that relate? I mean, that's an obvious. Maybe are we talking about in the future, Phase 3 or something like that? Is this?
Well, technically, yeah, but then he had Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver at the end of Winter Soldier, and it's like, oh, what about the twins? And then they're like, oh, you know, we'll go get them later, so we'll find out next week.
We'll just do that later.
We'll see.
We'll just, whatever.
Get that later.
We will see. So next topic, and it's something we talked about a little bit, I think, last week, because it's obvious kind of led to this point. It looks like we have that answer for whether or not Agent May trusts Coulson. And at least by her words, she trusts the truth, or she wants the truth. So what's up with that? If the truth is that Coulson is maybe not doing things strictly by the book, is she turning on him? Is she, you know, is this a good thing that she's seeking the truth or looking for the truth?
I think it's always a good thing that she's seeking the truth. That's who May is. But I think it's really sad that the time she clicked in on Coulson was when Ward was busted ass. Wow, that sucks. I was like, that's bad timing. Super bad.
That's fair. That's fair.
So things are going to get complicated, I think.
Things are going to get complicated. I mean, I think May is kind of not really annoying to me because I like her as a character. But
that was like blasphemy, just so you know. Yeah. But continue. I hate the most popular character in this great show. Now continue.
No, I don't hate her. She's really awesome. But then it's like, you can tell that even with Simmons, she's like, what did you just do to me? You just threw me under the bus, and you just threw Fitz under the bus, you know, Anastasia's favorite. So it's like, you're like, what is she really doing? Like, I know the truth is important and all, but like, she's jeopardizing like people that really can't defend themselves, because she probably knew that he was with Coulson and Hunter, but it's like, she just like, sorry, Fitz.
The thing about May is she always has her wheels turning. What she says is never what we know. She always has some hidden agenda in the best possible way. May is the person that she doesn't care who you are, she doesn't care what had happened, she doesn't care what, she wants justice. And at the end of the day, she's going to fight for justice because that is her truth. That is her.
She's the Batman of the group.
No, she's like a female Captain America.
A female Captain
Whatever.
America. I mean, anyway, I did have like
that
a
in there.
second part to the question, and Joy kind of stole my thunder.
My bad.
Which was about like how she like threw Fitz under the bus, right, in favor of Simmons. Why? Was there a reason to do that?
But who isn't throwing each other? Like, it's the family is so complicated right now.
Fair.
Everyone's everywhere and everybody's changing up everything. It is chaotic. It's the Jerry Springer moment of the family. So
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I mean, she did tell Simmons, like, you know, I'm looking out for you because, you know, if they would have found out, then they probably would have been mad at Simmons, and then she would have been went
True.
down, and then, you know, I guess that's okay.
I mean,
she was protecting her about that specific incident.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to, like, feel like you're safe when the one person you literally just said, I trust you. You're the only person I can trust. Let's throw you under the bus now.
she did not throw her under the
Well,
bus. though.
Fitz.
She threw Fitz, and I think she did that because she did know that Fitz was protected by Coulson and all these people. Because at the end of the day, Fitz isn't a field agent. Where S.H.I.E.L.D's never gonna find Fitz because he'll always be in the air, uncharted, something like that. They always keep the brains protected and leave the bronze out to take the bullets.
To take care of themselves. That's what you're saying. And I guess we'll see where this goes in the future, actually. I mean, all of our questions will be answered in the next few episodes about what's really going on and what's their real intentions. Big topic for me, Cal, he's crazy. He's back. He loves his daughter, apparently. You brought up like one of the best scenes when he jumps for her. So what's the deal with this dude? We asked this last week. It came back up again. Will he be sweet and kind of like grounded in Skye's presence or not?
Well, he's an unstable character in itself, so no, he's not going to be a stable or.
He's
I mean, he's going to be great until he's not. And
He's
that's just his
bipolar.
personality. Yeah,
He's
it's-
bipolar. Even when he's nice, he's on edge, and
Yeah.
anything's gonna set him off. It's just his character. In the comic books, it's the same thing.
I mean, how nervous was I through watching that? Like every time he had some kind of like little altercation, I was like, whoop, up, up.
Yeah,
you know,
we
that's
all
the
were.
way it
You're on
is.
the edge
with
of the
the
seat, your
thing
heart
in the-
beats. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know that's who he is. It doesn't matter how much he cares about you. It may get to that point.
I have a better
someday.
question, and I just lost it, but I'm going to get it back right now. The better question is, will he ever hurt Skye?
That's actually what's going through my mind when you were talking. Is like he jumped in there with Gordon and Skye, but like he figured out that Skye was playing him. So
Yep.
now is it going to be like, oh, you're my daughter, but we're done.
I don't think he'll ever intentionally hurt Skye. I think he's actually gonna one day
Unintentionally, though.
unintentionally hurt her,
Oh, yeah.
and that's going to throw him for his final loop.
Yeah, I can
Oh,
totally
and that's
see
going
him
to
doing
like
that.
break him down? Is that what
That's
you think?
gonna break him down.
And then he might go just full bad.
Yeah.
And it's gonna complicate Skye a lot more than she's already complicated.
Or he's gonna have kind of the victim effect, that he no longer wants to be around society. He just wants to go hide in his little hole because
Yeah.
he's not safe. He's not able to protect the one thing he loves more than anything
I
else.
feel like he'd be more of a supervillain type. I feel like he would just take his villainy to
He
the
kind
next
of made a
level.
comment to that effect. I can't remember what it was, but early on, he made a comment like, before, oh yeah, he took on a supervillain name or whatever, basically, when he changed his last name. He basically said that, like, yeah, when I got all evil, I changed my name. He
Yeah,
said something
when
to
she
that
name
effect.
dropped her real name, Daisy
Johnson, right, which was a cool point too. One more Cal thing, it's gotta be real quick because I know we gotta move on. But wasn't it cool when he like got out of prison and the world had changed and he was like looking around, or came back from wherever, and he's like, and then there's a shop here. It felt very much like somebody had been in prison for 30 years. Why didn't he know stuff? I mean, I know he was in this other world and he's been chasing stuff down, but did he really not have connection to technology or anything?
Well,
for
he
years?
wasn't looking for Skye for a year. He was in his home. They lived there, and then he left and he started hunting. He was never really in the office. The office was also covered in dust, and so was everything else in it.
That whole scene made me so nervous because every time something was different, I just thought he was gonna.
I thought she was gonna shake him. I thought she was gonna break him down and shake
She was
him.
gonna shake and quake, but he was gonna
shake it quick.
I felt like he was gonna freak out at any moment. I got really nervous every time they were walking down the street and something was different.
Yeah, she can handle herself now, though. I wasn't that nervous only because I know that Skye could break him down if she wanted
when
to.
are we
Oh, I
gonna
wasn't
see
nervous
it?
about Skye. I was
Yeah.
nervous about like the surrounding
Like it happening.
people.
Yeah, like when the kids
Well-
bumped into her or whatever.
When yeah, well, if he would have done that, but she was able to control it when she was attacking Reyna. And you know what? Her hatred for her like for her father is so new. She still has all that undertoned hatred that she had from the beginning when she watched him attack Coulson, when she saw him kill all those innocent people. That's still there. She understands him, but that doesn't go away.
Fair. We got two really, really big, important topics to get to. One, my favorite part, the Hydra double-cross reverse cross, whatever, led by Bakshi.
Chris
How did they ever thank you, trust him? Should they have trusted Hydra? Did Bakshi always have this played out in his mind, and did he really play them? And what do you think?
Well, because he did show up in the end at the super battle part, and he was like Hydra mode. Like he didn't even
very much
like
Hydra
there was
mode.
no like shield in him at all.
Was there like Hydra like speak that we missed? Did I miss that? Like when he was talking to Strucker's underling dude. Were they speaking the whole time so they knew that they were in on this together? Was that a deal? Did we miss this? That there was like some code talk?
No, I mean, I think it was just part of the plan. I think it was part of the plan.
I think Bachi's just a master manipulator.
And he played Ward too, right? In that case.
Yes, a master manipulator. He saw a chance and he took it. He knew they weren't going to destroy him. He knew that they weren't going to take over, like blow their cover. He knew all that.
Right.
See, Ward easily manipulated.
Speaking of Ward, segue. Did Ward like really work his way back into the good graces of S.H.I.E.L.D. in this episode?
All I know, he called Coulson boss. What?
Hell no.
I thought he just meant that in a cool brother way, like, yeah, what's up, boss?
No, he was like, you're calling shots now. Do you do that
Did
to
I
your
just make
friend?
that up?
You don't just walk up to your
I
friend,
called
hey,
Joy
Bob.
boss like all day today, but whatever. All right,
That's because she
continue.
is boss.
Yeah.
Boss lady.
No, but yeah, I mean, I think that he's, wants to be back in a
Of
sense,
course.
in a way.
Well, that's because they were the only people to ever treat him like family.
Yeah.
It's like Skye. They see him as a family. However, he double-crossed them, and you know what?
And multiple times.
I
kinda.
don't think he's going to be let back that easy, if easy at all. They're going to put
Certainly
him.
not by the women.
Yeah, not by the women. May wants to kill him.
Oh, that's
May
right, 'cause
can
he
kill
had
him.
a thing with both
Yeah.
women.
Skye wants to kill him. I think Skye was about to shake his ass down too before
The
she
look
got
on her face was
teleported.
great. Like,
Yeah, but then
What?
she was like all about Coulson because I really thought she was going to go straight for Ward, but then she was like Coulson, and then it was like,
yeah, that's fair. That's exactly what happened.
and that's an accurate description of it, right?
Right. On that note, you know what? We're a little bit, it's a great episode, as I said. It's one of my favorites of the season. We got to get to that commercial break right now, and we'll come back with fan questions. So see you in just a minute. Stay there. We'll be back.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
Bennet, the more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell her, go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, welcome back. That wasn't that long. That wasn't that bad, right? Here we are.
I cried a little.
Okay, so they think it was horrible, but you guys don't, right? It didn't take that long. So you know what we do now? We're talking about you. It's all about the fans in this segment. YouTube shout-outs. We got anything, Anastasia?
Oh my gosh, everyone, you guys are making such amazing points. And yes, Fitstasia t-shirts are gonna be coming. Don't you worry about that.
For the entire crew.
Yeah, and yes, we are wearing matching shirts from her universe. People are talking about
Mine's
that
the
as
tank
well.
top,
I really liked Jacko Pierre Ruth saying, if he hurts Skye, it will be like of mice and men. Oops.
Oops.
Just what? Yes,
Just
we're
a
gonna
pretty
have the
flower
fence,
moment.
George.
That is a
We're
real
gonna have
sad,
all the
sad
tickets.
story.
Yeah, it's gonna
Did
be
anybody
pretty.
else think when Gordon was taking like taking him to his home, it was gonna be like a Lassie type, not Lassie, yeah, a Lassie. Come on, Lassie,
yeah,
we'll take you into the forest.
Like, take him to the farm or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
it kind of seemed that way. Anything else?
People are saying May is not turning on Coulson. I agree she's not turning on Coulson. I think that things are complicated in the group right now, and she's just reacting and trying to stay cool above all of this.
At the end of the day, May is the cavalry. She's gonna stay loyal.
Don't call her that, though.
You don't. She's gonna stay loyal to Fury amongst everybody else. So she's gonna do what's right in Fury's eyes, not Coulson's, not anybody else's, because she the main. She's the main.
This is another interesting point. Somebody said, did anybody notice the bottles of green liquid in Cal's file cabinet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a nice Easter egg that I totally missed. We know what that is, right? That's got to be the serum. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
That's the stuff? No? We don't know what it is?
I saw it too when he was opening it.
Like,
I gasped a little, but then he didn't do anything about it. I thought that's what he was going to show
his eyes
Daisy.
were going to get big. He was going to grab and stuff him in there or something. No?
Yeah, and somebody else said Ward is the man.
Yeah, who's that? I like that
Ward
person.
is a man. Let's get to these 20 questions.
Ward is a man, I assume.
The man.
I mean,
I want proof.
The
no, we don't need proof.
I'm sorry. Were you not excited when he shot those people?
Okay, so on Twitter, number one.
I did.
Fan question number one, because the ladies will do this all day. So fan question number one from Twitter. It is from Dennis Quincy Forder. And that is @Quincy_Forder. #AOSAS, remember that. Hey, you guys, do you reckon that where Madame Gal came from and returned to is the Afterlife Village? Her strength is screaming inhuman, and that is from the Daredevil thing on Netflix. What do we think? Madame Gal, where is she from? Afterlife? Is she an inhuman?
Oh, you know, I really hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that wasn't like the top thing in my mind.
What did you think that she came from anywhere else?
I didn't care.
No?
I was like, who are you?
Wow.
No, I'm gonna say it is definitely like an interesting thing I just never even thought of. I guess I'll just have to rewatch and come back to you.
I have an answer. I don't have the answer. I have an answer.
I'm sitting back and listening to everyone, and then I'll give an answer. So
okay, all right, cool. Cool. All right. So this is what I think. I get that. That's an obvious connection. Maybe they'll use it. And the reason they're referencing this is because in Daredevil, she says, I'm not from China. I'm from someplace much further. Right. And so that could be Afterlife. She could be Inhuman. I'm thinking maybe she's from where Iron Fist gets his power from, because they're going to connect it to the other like Netflix series. Christian?
I don't think. I think because they use different cinematography or whatever big word in the filming of Daredevil.
You just don't think they're going to mix the worlds?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to ever mix the world. And there's probably licensing play there. Netflix and ABC, why would you cross them both when you can just have a different show on ABC? They have the funding for it. They have the fandom for it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a gold mine for them.
It could be like a little reference.
I'm going to stop you. The reason I'm stopping you is because that actually gets into another question, and we'll be talking about that soon, so you can continue. We got that question. All right. So question 2 is from Christy, one of our super fans, Confundo Christy. And this is actually from her brother. So she's posting a question from her brother, Steven Jampa, asks, do you think Marvel will cross over Daredevil or other Netflix series with AOS? So that's that question, basically.
I feel like they're going to show little tiny, like little Easter eggs like we're seeing. But I don't think it's going to be a fully crossed over integration, because ABC is on a completely different platform than Netflix. And as much as I'd love to see it, I just wouldn't mesh that well. Yeah. And I like how they just give little tiny nods. Nods are good.
Like in Daredevil, where they just quietly mention, like, oh, you don't have a suit of armor, you don't have a hammer.
The hammer.
Yeah, it's like these little like things like where you know it's connected, but it's not like super connected, because they're like night and day. Like ABC and Netflix are just night and day.
Different networks, different style, basically. All right, last fan question from Twitter. This is from Shelly Weinstein. And that is @Shelly, SHELLIDW. Love the idea of a Morse and Hunter-led spinoff for #S.H.I.E.L.D. They've been my favorite part of season 2. So that's just addressing this new spinoff that was basically just officially announced. That is Hunter and Bobby. I guess that it might be Bobby, by the way. Give me props. And so what do we think about that? Are we excited about it? You think it's going to be a good spinoff? What will it be?
Anything with Bobby excites me.
That's what I'm talking about.
She's awesome.
Christian for president.
I'm getting more into Hunter. But
I love Hunter.
That's an awesome accent.
We have opposite taste in people,
which is good.
Works out. But yeah, Bobby. I mean, yeah, I'd totally watch it. Bobby is.
And they can carry a series, we think.
I absolutely think.
It
Bobby.
depends.
I kind of really hope, and this is going to sound weird, that it's a flashback series to back when they were more of a missionary, and you see like Hunter's ex-wife that passed away in the beginning, even though Bobby is also an ex-wife, whatever. She was best friends with them. She was a badass character. You see Bobby, you see Hunter, you see Mac. They're all together. They have their own. They're a part of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they also do like the highest.
Whatever their side missions
be really cool.
Stuff.
Yeah,
that's fair. They might go that way. That might make sense. So they don't have to tie it so much into the current Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I think that's why they brought. They've been doing the flashbacks with what is her name? It is going to destroy me.
Oh, is it Lucy Lawless? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, with Lucy Lawless. They've been doing so much. I'm thinking of her character's name. Yeah. So many like 2 episodes ago, they did so much flashbacks with her, made her a badass character. I think they're doing the perfect thing, like they did with Agent Carter, to just intro that into the new series.
I'm always down for more Lucy.
All right, anybody else? That was our final fan question. It is that time for shout-outs that we do every week. These are our top fans from Twitter from the last week. As always, there's Agent Coulson's Army, that's at iHeartCoulson. We got Robert Martin. He was all over Twitter this week, had all kind of good ideas. That is at Martin Pym, Pym4. Is that an Ant-Man reference? Maybe. At S.H.I.E.L.D. Radio, that is the Helicarrier podcast. It's always hard for me to say that every time I say it. King_Jav, or Jave, J-A-V, at Sneakerhead, J-A-V. Again, killing it all week long. And at Bam Smack Pow. And I gotta say, check out Infinite Comics, and that is Comics IX. So C-O-M-I-X. They do carry our show. They do lots of awesome stuff. I was there this week. They had this really cool crossover top 10, so check that stuff out. And for this week, that's it. Another great show next week, right? It's not over. By the way, I was wrong. It's not over. We got a few more episodes, and then Ultron comes.
Yeah, because
and then
next week's episode is right before Age of Ultron.
That's right.
Age of Ultron!
So excited.
See you next week.
Age of Ultron.
Ultron.
For more awesome shows, be sure to click that button and subscribe to thestream.tv.